Welcome, everybody, to Too Legit to Crit, a tabletop role-playing podcast made for people who always turn up to their sessions.
I think I do.
That was a joke
I know.
in reference to last week.
Last week. Oh, my God. Yeah.
Apologies, everyone, for not being present last week. Something happened at work, and I had to stay late.
Not your fault, though.
It was too short notice to rearrange everything.
Yeah. We missed you guys, though.
We will discuss a backup plan.
Yes. Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah. Because even though I can't, log in, I could probably log into producer mode, and I'd just be there going, play, and stop.
Watch
and
Atlas wreak havoc.
You do, yeah. I mean, look, the amount of times I say the word cunt on this show, and we're still going. So I don't think there's much you can do.
No one has shut us down yet.
I don't think there's much that you are going to be able to do.
You don't underestimate me, though. I am amazing at ruining plans. Pretty phenomenal at it, actually. Just saying.
I mean, I'm not worried. You know, if my livelihood depended on this, I'd show a bit more concern.
A little bit more iffy, but
this is something I do. This is something we do because we fucking want to.
And we love gaming, and
we love gaming. We love speaking to you. We don't really give a shit about algorithms, so fuck that.
Yeah, no, I still see every now and then algorithm posts on social media, and I'm just like, I think my people are gonna find me. They'll just find me.
And I've decided I'm no longer going to use euphemisms. Because that is the thing that's most annoyed me about this whole social media presence.
Yeah?
Is that I can't be I'm a very, very filthy spoken and very direct sort of individual. And the fact that I've had to go, unalive. No, fuck that. I'm going to start saying those words. I'm going to fuck up my algorithm so you don't have to.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Look forward to it. It'll be fine. It'll be
entertaining.
We're naturally us. We love our viewers and our listeners to be naturally them.
Exactly.
We get the most fun. And that's what this is about, is fun. Because, or as we'll talk about later, the most tingles. I didn't think about that when I didn't think about that. When I write the question of the week.
You didn't think about
I didn't.
Tingles.
No, I was like, what makes you all tingly inside? I'm like, oh, shit.
What warms up your nether regions?
Yeah, but that's, prime example. We're just going to keep on being us. Y'all keep on being y'all. It'll be fine.
I mean, this show has had multiple sort of iterations and sort of directions that we've tried, that we've attempted, both with yourself and when Justin was not AWOL.
Yeah.
And I think the times that we've had the most fun is where we've just gone, you know what, fuck it, we're going to do whatever we want.
Absolutely. Like, people, I've actually been asked, like, so what's the show about? I'm like, it's about gaming. Like, well, what about it? I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Like gaming. Come hang out with us. Come hang out. Like,
it's our love letter to this hobby.
Yeah, and to the community around us. We love you guys.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I don't know if y'all can hear. I don't know how good my headphones are. My village fire alarm is going off. So I hear the Silent Hill alarm going off.
I can hear it in the background. I can very, very softly hear it.
If everyone is listening and freaking out, it's me, okay? It's nothing's wrong. It's Silent Hill in my village. It's fine.
All right. Once Atlas's walls start turning orange,
well, then we'll be concerned.
Then it'll be and if they start flickering orange, that's when we kind of go, Atlas, maybe that alarm wasn't bullshit.
Maybe smoke is coming out of the bottom of my door.
I mean, I'm hoping by then you'd have had the good sense to get the fuck out of the house.
You would think.
I would hope.
I just got new headphones.
Do something.
Oh, yeah, I just got new headphones. Because these are heavy. These are super heavy. They're the Corsair. I don't remember what they're called. I love them. They're great for gaming. They're great for this. But just for around the house or watching my anime or, whatever on my phone, I wanted something lighter. So I got a lighter pair. But I didn't realize these are not noise canceling. So I put those suckers in and I was walking down the stairs and I guess someone had rang my doorbell and I didn't hear the doorbell or Bella. So I just look up and I'm like, oh my God, there's someone at my door. You'd think I would have the wherewithal to get out. There's fire as long as my headphones aren't on.
These aren't noise cancelling. These are I can't remember the brand. I know they're stupidly expensive that I got for a really good fucking price.
I will only buy something if it's on sale. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, these are the Steel Series something or other. But yeah, they were reduced to, I think they were down from 150 to 7. They were literally 50% off. It's like, I'm
That's smart. Yeah, that my new headphone. That's what it was. It was literally on sale, and I'm like, I don't know if I can turn that down. So
yeah, I am a sucker for a sale, especially when
that's
it
like
comes
me
to
in games.
RPGs.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, I know I will not play a game, but if it's on sale and it's pretty, oh, I'm such a basic bitch. If it is pretty, I couldn't remember the
God,
name
yeah.
of a game a couple weeks ago, and of course now it's left me. It's like Yazbaz Bed and Breakfast. I don't know. It was
It's
something.
Baz Bird.
It was something. It was really, really cute, but I can't even remember it. Hey, let me see if I can pull it up super quick. But I finally remembered it, and the only reason I want it, I'll never play it. I know that. Well, I might do a one shot, but I wanted it because it's pretty. It's pretty.
I get that.
It's like, but I think you can't buy it right now because they're in that in between stage where they finished a Kickstarter,
Yeah.
and so it's like I'm waiting for them to come out in print, and yeah.
Well, now you're just prompting me to have a look at Humble Bundle, to be honest. Uh, okay, so really nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing?
Man. Okay. Well, speaking of nothing, please tell me your gaming week hasn't been full of nothing. Did you get any gaming in?
No, I got some gaming in.
It's been 2 weeks actually,
It's
right?
been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we had a session of Fabula Ultima,
Mhm.
which we kind of carried on. Couch is like the newest part of the adventure, and yeah, that game is just he has a hard time keeping us on track.
I remember when I was playing Fabulous Ultra with Couch, and there would be some like Couch has a face. And we joke about how like I would get couched because he would just like he'd give me the face, and I'm like, sorry.
Yeah, so that was it was a really good session.
Good.
You know, we started learning a bit more about what the current sort of objective was,
Hmm.
and kind of learning and uncovering a bit more about the world, which is always a good time. Then we played some of Mistress Winter's fantastic Pathfinder game with my
Fun.
brand new character.
I was just about to ask if anybody died this week.
Oh, nobody died this week. We were
Okay.
actually
Personal
some
record.
NPCs died, but we don't care about them.
That's fine. We can pump more of those out.
Yeah, like I say, they can get redrafted. Same guy with a mustache and all that. It's
Fine.
absolutely fine. But
That's
yeah,
fine.
so it was good. I settled on a character voice finally for my character. So my logic
Okay.
was he's an automaton who's just kind
Yep.
of one day existed.
Yeah.
All
Which is
right.
awesome.
It was a clockmaker that kind of built the body, and then all of a sudden my god like put me into this body as a form of like semi resurrection sort
Love
of thing.
that.
So my logic is that he's not gonna have had a life's worth of influence in speaking.
Hmm.
So he's gonna speak very, very correct and very proper, but also he's not gonna have much control of his cadence and his
That.
volume.
Yeah.
So basically, if you've ever seen Matt Berry,
No, but I feel where you're going.
so basically Laszlo out of What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm bad with names. You need to know that. You gotta give me a
I
face.
can't remember his character name out of the IT crowd.
No, but I see him in my head, yeah.
So I did that the entire thing, and I didn't think I'd have as much fucking fun with it.
I love messing with character voices, but not in and we've talked about this briefly, not in accents, but like cadences, dictation, things like that. I love that so much. It's so much fun just messing with people.
So yeah, I wasn't confident that I would be able to pull it off well
Oh, you
enough
did
to have
great.
a reaction, and I did really well, and it
Mm.
turned out funnier than I thought it was going to be. But there was also a moment where I had to be a bit more like in character serious, and it still came out really well. Like the humor was contextual as opposed to
That's awesome.
performative.
I love that.
So yes, he speaks a little like this. That so I was able to keep that up for the entirety of the session, which I'm very, very proud of because I've never been able to do that before.
That's great. I'm excited for you. That's always fun to hear.
That was
And since you're a Pathfinder buff, I think you'll appreciate my normality of when I played Pathfinder. I played a Leshy, right? And of course, everyone's like, "Oh, Leshy's so cute, whatever." But I played a Leshy that was made with giant runes. So she
Yeah.
was like 6 foot something. Think steampunk parasol wielding, gourd headed, very proper Southern genteel lady. And when she went barbarian, she used her umbrella as a club.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. So that was another of those things where using slipped into like I grew up in Georgia and I spent almost like every Christmas and summertime over in Texas. So I just slipped into my family roots for that
Yeah.
accent. And it was so funny because I had the exact opposite problem. I knew I'd nailed the voice in game, but
Yeah.
my problem was slipping back out of it.
Yeah.
Because then everyone's like, "Oh, what'd you say? Say it again. Say it again." I'm like, no.
And then lastly, Delta Green. We got back into
Mm,
Delta Green. We started out on the third part of Impossible Landscapes when
okay.
shit has monumentally hit the fan, and it's now figuring out what the agents have to do to survive.
I would say last time we heard, they were basically they figured out that they were not where they wanted to be and they're trying to
Hmm.
get out.
Yep.
Where are they at with that?
So they managed to get out,
Okay, all right.
not without casualty though. We lost an agent.
No.
It got to the point where the agent was either gonna his sanity was gonna hit zero
Mhm.
or his hit points were gonna hit zero. It's a question of
Which one
what's
first?
gonna happen at first. Either way, the character is done with. Either way, he's
Yeah,
gone.
yeah. Did the player have a preference, or did the player just kinda like, "Ah, whatever happens?"
There was whatever happens.
I love that.
And it turned out to be the hit points. He died before losing his
Well,
sanity.
that could be a good thing, like,
In Delta Green, it's the preferred
yeah,
It's
yeah. I feel like I'd rather die. Sounds horrible. In game, preface that context. I feel like I'd rather lose my hit points and die before, losing my mind because I did kind of sort of lose my mind in a campaign. I played a psychic alien.
mm,
Very long story short, she snapped. She didn't realize she snapped. So she actually created the big bad evil guy of the campaign
yeah.
without realizing it. So it was those things where I'm like, that hurt so bad. As a player, I'm like, no, my baby, she would never. I'm like, oh no, that actually checks out. That makes sense. No.
Yeah, as much as I don't give a shit about algorithm, I'm still very careful when I start talking too deeply about Delta Green because it
Yeah.
does contain some subject matter which are definitely triggering.
But yeah.
One of the characters in a previous game, he got to a point where I kind of had to give them an impossible choice. Without going
No.
into any further detail,
I
it
get you
was
though.
like it was
Yeah.
option A or option B. Your call. And yeah,
That's
it's
rough.
it's it's a harrowing game. It's not an easy game to kind of wrap your head around. Even if you
Yeah.
do try and sanitize it,
Mhm.
it's still rough.
Yeah. Well,
But I will be running Impossible Landscapes again.
good, good. I still wanna play
Delta Green.
I was gonna say the other one, Blades in the Dark, but I was like which is
Well,
another
Blades
conversation,
in the
yeah.
Dark is actually happening.
Yeah,
Blades
I
in the
know,
Dark
I'm
is going to
excited.
happen.
I'm excited.
I'm putting together a campaign.
Mhm.
Blades in the Dark very much lends itself to episodic play,
Yeah.
and it also lends itself to a fluid party.
Yeah, which is awesome because, like, I always want to play games, but people, like, will put on, like, casting calls. I'm not a performer. I just wanna play the game.
Yeah.
And it's like for these big campaigns for a set time and day, I'm like, I can't always, like,
If
function
you
that
can't
way,
commit, you
like,
can't commit.
especially in summer because, like, even, like, I'm on the road 9 times out of 10 in summer. Like, we were just talking about this before the show turned on, like, I will be on my motorcycle and people are like, "You ride?" I'm like, "Yes, I didn't know that." "Yeah, because it's winter." Like,
Hmm.
but yeah, no, I wanna play Delta Green because I think that'd be fun to play the sanity, like, countdown, I guess, clock?
Yeah,
Whatever?
it's a good system. I
Yeah.
thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah.
But Blades in the Dark is going to happen, and because it's very fluid in terms of sessions and people, I mean, you can
Mhm.
have a character and just kind of go, "Can I bring in another one?"
That's awesome.
Because
Yeah.
because you are playing as a gang,
Yeah, it's from what
and the
I've heard, it's
gang
very,
grows.
what the fuck?
Very, very something. It's very something indeed. I don't know. I can't read your
Shadowrun.
mind.
Shadowrun. Jesus. Where you're kinda playing like a crew, but the crew can kinda pop on and off as they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, one of the players in the last one I ran, he at the end of a session, you can indulge in your vice, which reduces your stress levels. If you overindulge, you go on a bender.
Mm,
So if you reduce more stress than you actually have,
yeah,
you overindulge, and you can pick what happens. He goes, I'll probably disappear for a few months. Like, yeah, fair enough. And he can bring in another character, and even he can pick and choose what character he wants to use.
that's fantastic. So, do you do pre-gens or do you do they build their own characters?
Build their own characters.
Cool. Very
Build
cool.
their own characters. It is very much. It's very straightforward. The character building. It's skill based. You don't have to worry about gear. You pick
That's
one
always nice.
ability, and that's it.
So I can be a bedazzled pink Spider Woman, is what you're telling me.
You can. I will allow it.
Don't tell me that.
I will allow it. And, because you can play with, well, technically, like an infinite number of players,
Yeah, that's fair.
the way it's designed is if two people have the same class, it doesn't make a difference.
Mm,
It's not about party balance or anything like
yeah,
that.
that's cool.
Things are designed to overlap.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think you guys will enjoy it.
I'm sure we will. Party balance is a frustrating thing for me because, like, so I played last 2 weeks. I've played my 2 level up campaigns, like IGM'd, and then and then I actually had like a mini session with Sammy, actually, who's in the chat, who just in the chat said, like, that was me with Connell yesterday. I have an idea. We did like a mini Mutants Masterminds. All three of us were available, and we are like, hey, we have time. Let's sit down and flesh out these characters. And it was basically just a bunch of role playing. It was a lot of fun. But like overlapping is such a flipping headache to me because my players worry so hard about it, and none of them, like, I know I'm a baby GM, right? So when I say I've got this, most of them are like, yeah, but I'm like, okay, so like,
I've had the same problem.
yeah, it's like just let me deal with it. Like, trust me when I say I have this under control. And so like it never happens. And I'm in the situation where it's like sometimes my players forget to just play the game. And I have a new campaign I'm getting ready to launch when I'm done with this storyline, which is coming up pretty soon. I'm gonna be playing Household, and I asked my players, I was like, what kind of characters do you want to play? And they're like, well, what do you mean? That's such a broad question. And I'm like, yeah, what kind of character do you want to play? Tell me what kind of person, what kind of character you want to be. They're like, well, what kind of class, what kind of whatever. I'm like, we're not talking classes. Just tell me what you want to play. And that baffled one of my players so hard. Because he's much older than me. He's not old, but he's just much older than me. And he's been playing TTRPGs probably before I was born, if we're being honest. And that was such a challenge for him. But I think in the end, he ended up liking it because it really did kind of bust down that wall of traditional play where he's like, and he gave me the most random answer that I think he was partially being sassy. But when I came back, I was like, okay, great, that works. He was like, wait, what?
But I think that is the D&Dification of this
Yeah.
this hobby.
Yeah.
Everything that
Well,
you've just mentioned, whether it's party balance or whether it's, oh yeah, I'm going to be this class. It's like, no, slow the fuck down. We'll get to classes.
right. And you know what's funny is you say that, but he actually doesn't play D&D. He's vehemently against it. So like it's been an interesting journey. I think my campaign is definitely coming to an end for multiple reasons. But yeah, that was pretty much my thing. And then the other campaign is wonderful. Like, there's not much to say. It's wonderful. We got to our big Storm Shield city, like our teenagers, they're 17, 18. We're in Rivermill, which is like this little river like village in the middle of nowhere for forever. And then they just got to this huge like castle city coastline thing. So watching all the players and the characters do this like kind of shock system of like, oh, like we have speakerphones in the city. What's really just it's mages like poking sticks and making magic come out of it, to be speakers. But they've never seen anything like that before. So it's been really fun kind of playing a younger, inexperienced character. Because again, it brings out that whole like, don't play your class, don't play your whatever, play your character. And that's been fun. That's been a lot of fun. So, but yeah, no, I'm looking forward to playing Household. I'm looking forward to playing a bunch of things. But that was my gaming week. 2 weeks.
Good.
Yeah, nothing
Sounds
too.
good.
Yeah, it's just pretty sturdy. Nothing's been too crazy in my life. It's been chill, which is nice.
Yeah, I've just had a lot of work on, and
Yeah,
like a lot of sort of personal like
same.
things to do, not
Yeah,
responsibilities, personal fun things to do. I've been spending
yeah.
a lot of time with the kids, a lot of
Same.
time with the partner, just
Yeah. I don't have
kind
kids,
of
but
staying away from a screen and just focusing on
yeah.
the now and all that.
I've been doing a lot of artwork. I'm doing a lot of campaign art, but then like so funny. Yeah, I spend like spending a lot of time with kids. Same. I don't have kids, but Connell has a kid who has friends, and I feel like the last several weekends I've just been out with the boys. It's been great.
So,
I love it.
speaking of artwork,
Oh Jesus,
because obviously we didn't get to it last week
we
because
didn't.
we didn't because my
I
fault.
almost feel like we should just be like, hey, for $3 you can see it on our Traveler's Challenge.
Well, we're gonna put it up there. We are gonna actually put it for sale. That is
Yes,
100%. As soon as I figure out how to fucking do it properly.
I found it out. I found it out for you. I'm not gonna talk about how I found it out, but I found it out how you can do it on
All
Ko-fi.
right.
Coffee.
Let me get the. Where did you send it? Did you send it to me privately? This one
I
first?
don't think so. I think I just posted it in the Traveler's Challenge.
I thought you sent it to me private. Maybe not.
I was
Okay. Let me
going
bring
to.
up.
It
Let me
talked
bring
about
up.
it.
Let me bring up the chalice. And I will put it on this screen.
To preface this to any new listeners or viewers,
You vamp. I'm working on this.
yeah. I got this. We joked about doing feet pics for extra money because the economy is shit right now. So we're like, we got to make money. Feet pics. I'm like, yeah, I've joked about doing fantasy roleplay feet pics, but that's a lot of time and effort. So I might just draw them. And John goes like, I just watched You, by the way. Have you seen You in Netflix? The main character's name is Joe. I've been yelling at my TV all weekend.
Nah. No, I've not seen it.
But John was like, no, Alex, you should really do that. You can make a profit. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So as a joke in the Traveler's Chalice, I was like, all right, y'all decide if I'm going to do a fantasy foot pick, what is going to be? And I was like, orc. I did it. I did it as a joke. I may have made a couple more. Yeah, as Connell points out, which one? There's so many she's made. There's two. I've made two, dear.
I've only seen the orc one. And
You've
I
only seen
think,
the orc one.
like, the joke of the feet, the kink aside, this is a really good bit of work.
Thank you.
This is like, the joke aside is, is done. I'm happy with, but the quality of this, I think it's phenomenal.
I guess it's you know what it is. I am so strictly adhering to styles. Like throughout my entire art career, gaming, when I get commissions for DMs for like games, I'm always like, okay, what kind of style do you like? So I try to mimic my art to a certain style that people like for their games. So for this one, it was a joke. I gave zero shits about it. So I just did my own thing. And what's really funny about this is that I have incorporated this style into my actual like game art now. So in this joke, I have now actually been able to hone in coloring and lighting skills that I'm like, this is.
I think it's a great. Are you guys? Are we ready to? Are we ready for this? Are we ready to?
Yeah, but
put
we're not
this
leaving
out
it
there?
up. We're just gonna blip it up and blip it down.
I'm gonna leave it up and we're gonna critique it for a moment. We're just gonna kind of look into it and discuss it for a moment, and then we're gonna tell
everyone
people
buckle
where
up. Here we go.
they will be able to buy it.
I mean, you put it up too long, they're just gonna screenshot it. Same. There we go.
All right, there we go. That is some phenomenal fucking work.
Right, the dandelion, from the field.
But I mean, even the background,
Oh yeah,
the sort of simplicity of it.
yeah.
And how effective and how it kind of draws your eye into the central point of the feat. I think it is really good from an artistic point of view. And
I guess
someone's watching that and they're massively erect at this point.
Probably. And if you are, I take commissions.
All right, yeah. So we are going to put that up for sale.
Yeah, we'll put it up for sale.
And like Connell in the chat has just added, and how well done her nails are.
Listen, just because you're an orc doesn't mean you don't have good pedicure manicure skills. Like orcs are people too.
There is a logic to that. So yeah, this is going to go up for sale. We haven't decided on a price yet, but we will. And then if you want any more, Atlas.
Yeah, my commission information is in all of my bios and all of my social media.
Oh, well done, though.
Yeah, I'm not going to say whether I will or will not continue this side hustle. If I do, and that is your thing, I'm sure you will find me anyways. But I'm not admitting neither here nor there whether I am or am not.
So on Threads, Atlas like the Titan, Ursa like the bear. So wherever Threads, Blue Sky, you can find Atlas.
I'm going to have to charge more for the feet pics, though.
Yeah. People,
Yeah.
that's the whole point. I've been looking into it. I just need to buy a pommel stone and we're good to go for mine.
You don't though. Trust me, you don't. Like
You
the
know?
stuff people buy. Yeah, there's like a dirty sock subgenre that people are into.
Yeah, I saw one the other day where someone was like writing somebody's name on some used gym socks and putting them in a Ziploc bag and sending them.
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
not gonna yuck someone's yum.
if
Yeah,
anybody wants a pair of my gym socks,
here we go. Spanish dirty gym socks.
Spanish, genuine,
Worn while you're playing game.
authentic Spanish game socks.
It's like the gamer bathwater.
Me gusta mucho.
Instead of gamer girl bathwater, we have Spaniard gamer GM socks.
Hey,
Why not?
Does a pair of socks cost me? It's cost me fuck all plus postage. But they'll pay for postage, so
Exactly, it's fine. It's totally fine.
I'll sell them for, rough guess, 25 quid a pair.
And for the rest of the world, that's like what, $30?
About $30, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas I've seen them for like hundreds. So, if I sell one a week, that's me golden.
My phone just wanted me to know that Too Legit to Crit is live on YouTube.
Yep.
Why is my phone vibrating the hell off? Like, what is going on? It got excited.
Excited about the Spaniards,
socks.
the Spanish
Yeah.
sock. Like,
yeah.
Si, senor.
There's that algorithm again.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I'm going to actually put this in the tags for this episode.
God.
So anybody who watches it, their
well, you know what people
are
not going to have to pay postage for?
What is that?
For their free merch that they can get when we pick our favorite answer to our question of the week.
Learning.
I'm learning. I'm getting better at this.
It's a good segue. That is a good segue.
It is a good segue. But yeah, since we were gone 2 weeks ago on accident and we love you guys, we were like, hey, let's make it up to them. And we were like, let's do a giveaway. So this week's giveaway, or this month's giveaway, not that we're going to do it monthly. We might. I don't know. I was like, let's give away dice. And John was like, better yet, let's give away merch. I'm like, all right, I like that. We had a question of the week 2 weeks ago about our tingles. Man, it's just like a whole day of like, we got feet stuff, we got socks, we got tingles. Man, we need to rename the show. But I asked because last time we talked about villains, right? I wanted to know, as a GM, as a player, whatever, as a viewer, what are those TTRPG moments that get you hyped, that makes you realize you really love the game? I didn't really specify whether it was roleplay or mechanics, but you know, just things that make people tingly and happy inside. So we also posted that our favorite answer would get free merch, which t-shirt basically, which, you know, we're both modeling different versions. Granted, mine has been cut the fuck up because I can't wear a t-shirt normally the way it comes at all.
I am modeling the Too Legit to Crit.
Yep.
It's basically emblazoned everywhere.
Oh yeah, you know, the moves like Atlas, because
you're Atlas,
self-explanatory.
Obviously.
And I move a lot.
And you move a lot, yeah.
Both in country, literally, and you know, I have dance parties every 5 seconds in my house.
Fair enough.
All right, so I'm going to start off with our threads answers. Okay. Right out the gate, we have our dear friend of the show, Constant Connell. During a Fading Suns game, the NPC heir to a noble estate was lured into a duel to the death. He was winning until he got cocky and was struck down in front of the PCs he was related to or who were about to marry into the family. As the PCs are in shock, the heir's true love, the PC he couldn't be with, screams and runs over. Heir dies in the arms of his love. The dad, brother, and sister, all PCs start to cry, both out of loss and sadness to see their brother felt he couldn't show his secret love. I was in that game. Brutal. It was definitely one of those like space opera games where we all out of character know that the heir is very much so in love with his, I don't even know what the relation was, but secret forbidden love type situation. It was good. And he died before being able to basically ask the other guy to be his husband in secret. But anyways, Darth Oldius, Rob, when Georgie threw the caltrops from her concealed position in the ceiling, then Zuya Win, using her longbow and pony to outrange some musketeers, Borz's long arc from disillusioned ex-Death Watch to Reformer and Mandalore, Zero using his lightsaber to parry and At-At's blasts back at it. He's got epic situations in his game. I feel like Rob is always, or Darth Oldius, you know, as his tag is always running these games that like have just these epic moments of like, what just happened? I've played in his game. I was Georgie in that post. Like, So good. Such a good game. It even says like when Gerard's face is realized the Pie Necromancer secretary was an alcoholic biker werebat. Alcoholic biker werebat.
That's a phrase. There are words in that one.
And this situation too, Miguel's religion changing when the little girl he babysat reveals her divinity. I would have nightmares if I was babysitting someone and suddenly it's like, hey, divine intervention. And then of Gods and Game Master's face when the Jotun, right?
Jotun.
Yep, came out breathing Godzilla style fire. These are epic moments, guys. Like I love when people get excited about their game and talk about their game and share these epic moments. It's so good. And then I don't want to blast too past these. If you want to comment on them, John, go for it.
I'm enjoying listening to them.
Yeah.
I am trying to find, because I don't want to use my phone, but I'm going to have to, because I want to see what you're reading
I
as
was
well.
gonna put it on our thing, but to be honest, I ended up just pulling up my thread because there's so many of them that I was like, I'm just gonna read straight off of our answers.
Yeah, and it's going to help if I've actually got them written down so we can pick a winner.
Yeah, right? Slightly. Realizing an NPC, this is from Killen Faulkner, realizing an NPC has some sort of personal connection to one of the characters, or I guess generally just making some sort of connection that wasn't obvious at first, but adds an extra layer to what was going on previously. In one campaign I was in, we were escorting an old man to a convent deep in the woods, and there were hints along the way that he knew more about our mission than a random NPC should have. Turned out he was our paladin's mentor who had gone missing and was in disguise. I love that. I love being able to pull a fast one over your players and not like, oh, you didn't guess this secret power and now you're down to blah hit points and hi, got you. Like nobody.
Yeah,
it
doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be a gotcha moment.
No, I love the emotional gotcha moments of like, oh my gosh, like this person was like, but I'm a sucker for story. I love a good story. Duck Eye, I think. Maybe Duckies. Ducky X? Ducky. I don't know. Ducky. I'm going to call you Ducky.
I don't know because you're not reading them in the same order I've got them. But yeah, Ducky EXE. Well, let's go with Ducky EXE. Yeah. Do you want me to read one?
Yeah,
go for read this one?
Yeah, read that one.
Okay, so I'm constantly checking my players' character sheets during prep so I can plan accordingly. So when one player caught me completely off guard with a sleep spell I didn't account for, I couldn't even be mad, only impressed.
Love it.
Yeah, those are good. I've had one of those where a player just completely came up with something. There's an item in Pathfinder and it's called an onyx dog or something, and essentially it's a statuette of a dog which can summon a dog, in essence. And there's also a cleric spell called Final Sacrifice, where you can sacrifice a summoned creature, and it's a fucking nuke. So what this player did over a couple of turns was, here's dog nukes, we leave, and I did not see it coming. It was like fucking well played. Well fucking played.
I love that. And I like twisting things. Actually, Sammy just did this recently. Sammy in chat, one of our friends that shows, she had a power that she's like, okay, could I use this technically and do this with it? Now, there's nothing in the rules that says she can't. There's nothing in the rules that says she can. But it's one of those situations, I love it when players come up with moments like that, where, like, obviously, if it's like, can I do a backflip and parkour from one building to another? And it's like, you're in a wheelchair, probably won't be able to do that. But, like, sure, roll, it's a magic roll or something. But, like, when it's something that is an ability or power that would just take some extra skill, like, she wanted to use vines. She has like a vine arrow and she's like, I want to be able to grapple that person and pull them back. Is that technically a move? No. But could she roll anyways? Because in theory, in the world, in the game, that makes sense that she would be able to do that. Like, let's figure it out. I love it when people come out of the box answers than just, I want to do this move. I want to role play this moment. I will say this. Like, can I do a combination of these things? I love that. I think it's so creative. And I mean, I'm a little bit of a creative junkie, but you know. Yeah, that's what it is.
All right. Okay. Have you got any more?
I do. I got Bugman Jim. I've just written an arc that brings in 3 different character backstories into a really challenging setting, and I know my players are going to absolutely love it. And he proceeds to say he's so pleased with himself, it's ridiculous.
Oh, there's a reply on that one.
Yeah, I love that.
Fair
one.
enough.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. Go for it. You know what? It's like I said, surprise your characters, surprise your players, make it fun. Make it fun for people at the table. Big Daddy James, 6'8". I tried to say it with a straight face and I couldn't. There have been a few times in my time playing as a rogue assassin thief type character where throughout the campaign, I have been the source of many paladins being disowned by their deities, stringing together slight deeds that don't quite mesh with the. Is that lawful good? Okay. I was like LG and I'm thinking the brand. I'm like, that's not what that means.
The Sony alignment.
I don't think in TTRPG slang, so people will be throwing out these like abbreviations and terms and things. Like even DM to this day, feel like, oh, DM, and I'm like, are we sliding private messages? What are we doing? Anyways, doesn't quite mesh with the lawful good alignment and culminating in disgrace and the ultimate disowning. This makes me sit back and smile. Jesus, this makes me sit back and smile. I enjoy messing with paladins. I believe it is the pretentious holier than thou attitude that is usually put forward that sends me there. Why do I feel like you and Big Daddy James would have a good time playing together?
I don't know. I mean, not me. I don't mind. I don't mind paladins. I do get what he means.
Yeah.
I think people play paladins as lawful stupid instead of lawful good. So yeah, I can completely get the whole point of I'm fucking sick of this prick. I need to punish them somehow.
Right.
But I don't normally do that. What I will do is I will argue semantics with them. And not in a sort of combative way or anything like that. But when they kind of go, "Oh, I'm going to smite this because this thing's evil," I'm going to go, "How do you know that? How do you know they're evil?"
Yeah.
Because we had one in Abomination Vaults where we had a paladin of Ragathiel. Ragathiel is a god of vengeance, awful good god of vengeance, and they encountered someone who was held captive down in the Abomination Vault, who they knew was wanted in Absalom in another city. So this paladin was very much, well, you should be put to death. And me as a character, I'm going, why? You see me on a fucking poster. How do you know that that poster's accurate?
Yep.
How does your god feel about it?
Yeah.
So I just turned the tables on that argument and kind of went, you have not seen me commit any crimes.
Yeah, that's so big.
You've not witnessed anything. All you've seen is a fucking poster. By all means, get me out of here and take me to justice and take me to face justice. But it is not the justice that you impart because you have no fucking right to do that. And how would your god feel about slaying a potentially innocent person?
Exactly.
And the player was like, well, fuck.
I actually had that situation in a campaign I'm running where I had a player who wanted to play an anti-paladin. Now, granted, the only reason he wanted to play an anti-paladin was for the cool, like, anti-powers, right? It didn't fit in with the storyline, really, but we made it work. And we ended up, we had a player kind of confront him because he was like, well, my god believes this. And the other player was like history buff, right? Of both lore, legend, and the world. And he goes, is he? Is he though? Like, is your god really about that? Because I feel like you just kind of fucked up. And it was so interesting watching those two kind of go back and forth on it. Because it did. The guy playing the paladin ended up being like, hey, maybe switch my alignment. We're like, yeah, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, that may be a good idea.
Might be a good idea. But yeah, so where was I? All right, Corey Painter. Did you want to read one?
Yeah, I can read Corey Painter.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the enemy ships were defeated. No, I jumped far ahead. But anyway.
You did.
So I love a big reveal, and I've done a lot of that. I've done a lot that got a good reaction, but my favorite moment of players realizing what I had set up is pretty wild. I didn't want your standard cannons for ship combat. I homebrewed some battle cones that, when used to cast spells through, they become huge explosive versions. Silly, but I worked out a somewhat throwaway explanation. They were fighting two enemy ships and hostile but neutral dragon turtle. There was ship jumping, and it was a big set piece. The enemy ships were defeated, but they were battling the dragon turtle and not steering well, and they got caught up in a reef with a really large sandbar. The NPC on deck that works on the cones messed with one and expanded it, and we shoved the Dragonborn fighter through. He came out huge, and the Dragon Turtle came onto the sandbar, and we had a launch battle. Just stupid fun for the sake of fun.
I love that so hard. I love that. I feel like that's a perfect example of literally what we talk about like, you know, adapt to your players, adapt to your fun. Like, yes, tell your story, and I get that as a GM, like you are running the game, but like Whoever came up with the idea of like shoving the dragonborn fighter in that
No,
cannon
I
is
like, yeah,
brilliant.
that is
I
pretty
love
cool.
it. That's fantastic. Absolutely. Man. Is that it? I'm
I
scrolling.
don't know. That is it for threads, I do believe. I'm just checking your Blue
I have
Sky.
one more. I have one more on threads. So Braden Kincaid. Here we go. I had a player who became furious with the gods, became the D&D equivalent of an atheist. His disdain. I can't English today, y'all, or ever. His disdain became so great, he ended up getting hardcore resistances to all things divine. We ended up facing an avatar of the god of death who opened combat by hitting him with a massive level 9 divine spell that had 0 chance of getting past his spell resistance. He just grinned and said no. It was the first time the ability came into play after so much planning, and it felt amazing. As much as like, I don't want to min max anything and I'm not like a big stats player. I do have I have that goal slightly with one of my characters I'm playing right now where like I am so looking forward to her leveling up with her
Yeah.
I think it's Dispel, where like she's not the kind of character to be like, oh, flashy, wow, I cast this, I cast that. All of her actual magic abilities are kind of responsive. It's like she very much so in every single episode is like, please stop, please stop, please stop. They don't stop, and then she ends up
And then, yeah,
accidentally
yeah,
blowing a
she
hole
has
through
to.
them. Yeah, like, and she doesn't know how she's doing it either. It's just like, oh, there goes someone's spine. But like, I am very much looking forward to the day where like someone comes at her and she's just like, no, like just no. But
Okay,
yeah,
I do see that you've got a couple on Blue Sky.
I do. Yes, go for it.
Okay, so this is from Thea Cohen's has a prop. They say that new players' aha moments about TTRPGs. Those moments when they realize they can try anything or have their first big character development moment, even their first crit successful or not.
That's so wholesome. I love that. I love that a lot.
Yeah, I like that one. Then we've got Aspen, who is aspen.awoomonster.
That name. I love it.
Says, last week, my players turned an interaction ordering food into the absolute silliest experience. We were all dying laughing. It wasn't intense or deeply story, it drove character development, and we all had a good time. And then, on intense storytelling aspect, I had a character death in the story that made the entire party cry. And the death affected them for days to follow. It means something to me that I can tell a story that has an impact on people.
Okay, Blue Sky, like, man.
Blue Sky bringing it. Blue
One
Sky
more.
bringing it.
There's one more. I got quoted on threads. I forgot about this. I did see it.
I've got one more after this as well.
Hang on. Hang on. You know, I'm going to have to put it in the big screen. I'm getting to that age.
Do you want me to read this one while you're doing that? Okay, this is from our very own Couch. This is over in the Discord. He says, at the end of my session of one of my games, the players had just got into the final battle and all their hatred for what the villain had done had come out, and they were all giving it 100% into teamwork and battle. They take down the villain after a drawn-out battle using a specially designed weapon that harnesses hatred to make that weapon work better. My weapon. She goes down and they celebrate. I have her death scene be one where she integrates into another world with the brother she was trying to save. When everyone thought things were done, I bring back a side monster they thought there was a throwaway that takes the item they were after and teleports them to another place. That ending and their reaction to shit going south made me smile for a few days after.
Aw. I love that. And then the last one is from I'm so sorry. Rosa Tears? Rosa Tires?
Rosatas, I think,
Oh,
is
that makes so much more sense. There we go, Rosaceous. It's always though I'm genuinely feeling moments for me. Like during episode 4 of Camp Metaview, I described Chloe making a small gesture in memorial to someone who died during our adventure. Very briefly and simply. I was taken aback and surprised at the fact I started crying. When you make yourself cry. It's true though. It's true.
yeah.
Like I've had moments in game where like it's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine. Why am I crying? Like
I mean, I've got one of those. It was the final session of my homebrew
yeah, you said
where
that was a doozy.
I start like the whole intro to the session. I'd written this thing,
Mhm.
which I'd intended to go with music, but
Yeah.
that didn't work out due to technical reasons. But still, basically, what this was a call to action. It was they were going up against the armies of the big bad, and I didn't want to run it as combat because they're like level 20 at this point. You know, and it was an army. I would need an army to
Yeah.
even challenge them. But that's what I did. It was you begin fighting, and at first you are mowing through the opposition, but they begin to get the better of you just through sheer numbers alone. And what I'd been doing is during the entirety of the campaign, I'd been making notes of all the relationships that they'd established, all the connections that they'd made during the course of the adventure. And I'd also set up a deity of fate that was on their side that
Love
had
that.
given them a gift. And
Yeah.
at that time, that gift activated. And what it was essentially rewriting history. And I'd made it so through every one of those interactions, the contacts or the people that they met had been given a date and a time. And it was very much a case of rallying the troops. So I
Oh.
used it as a sort of recap. I'd used it as a Deus Ex Machina sort of moment
Mhm.
where the world kind of fights back alongside you.
Mhm.
And it was also a tribute to the character that had died and how far the characters had come. And by the time I'd finished, we had to break. We had to break for a minute or two
Yeesh.
just for
Yeah.
people. Because even I teared up just writing it, just kind of getting through and getting those words out. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was a good moment.
I like fun and silly, and I think that there are definitely episodes and games where fun and silly are required, but man, like, I've only finished. Like, I've been in lots of emotional campaigns where I've had those moments, but, like, beginning to end, finished a story, I think for, like, one campaign, and it was actually that space opera one we talked about earlier with, Connell's entry, and that was heavy for everybody. It was similar, like, the ending of that game was with, one of our players. It was a player character death, but it was of old age. How does that ever happen in games? Like, usually people get killed off or something. Like, he got old. He got old, and it was all the kids coming back for the funeral. It was like I still get goosebumps talking about it because we were all like so invested in the storyline and our characters. Like, we had gone through so much together as a table, like supporting each other through character development and everything, that when we got to that ending, it was like, wow. Like, and we got done, and it was just like, okay.
You're never ready for an end. You're never
You what?
ready for that moment, for an ending. You're never
You're not ready for
quite
it.
prepared for it.
Yeah.
I've got one coming up this coming Thursday. It's the final session of Abomination Vaults,
Mhm.
and then I can finally put GMing Pathfinder behind me forever.
It's done.
Done. That shitty card collecting game, that tactical combat that pretends it's an RPG can go and get fucked. Although I'm still playing in one, and I'm really
I was
enjoying
about
it.
to say,
I'm
other
still
than the one
playing
you're
in
playing
one,
in.
but yeah, I ain't GMing that bullshit anymore. Fuck that.
Yeah, no, it's not your game.
All right, so we've heard all of the
We have.
entries, as it
You
were.
guys you
I've picked
guys are
out a couple
good.
that I like.
Same.
I want to this is what we're going to do now. We're just going to kind of go back and forth
Yeah.
to kind of think about what our favorites are. And I'm
Yeah.
going to have to kind of remember that. I'd like both of them. I like Fia Cohen's and Aspen's first one from Blue Sky. Because
Same.
Fia Cohen's was the players' aha moments when they
Uh-huh.
finally twig TTRPGs.
That one
I've
got me.
felt that and I've
Yeah,
seen that
same.
and I've kind of gone, oh, yes, those are the moments where you kind of go, yeah, you got this.
You've got it.
And then
Yeah.
Asp is the last week the players turned an interaction ordering food into the absolute silliest experience. Again, I feel that I've had that experience more than once where it's like, yeah, we're just going to dick around.
Yeah.
It's
That
just going to
was
be fun.
literally my session in my last campaign. It was like this big heavy moment of like for one player returning home basically. And then ended up into this like stupid, silly, like one player, I don't want to say amnesia, but basically thought that the disappearance of one character was like the reemergence of this other character. It was just chaos and it was ridiculous, but it was fun. The players had fun, and that's what's important, you know?
The others from Threads, I want to mention Corey Painter. He was the
Yes, it is.
one that the enemy ships,
Yep. The cones.
just because it's taking something silly. It's taking
Yeah.
something silly and just kind of implementing it into a game and everybody having fun with it,
Yeah.
I'm very
But
much in
also, like,
favor of that.
but at the same time, like, if you really think about it, it's not that silly. Like, it seems
It's
silly
not.
when
It's
you
a,
say it, it's like, that sounds
yeah,
silly and ridiculous. But then when you actually think about it, like, in gameplay, I'm like, that's kind of brilliant. Like,
yeah.
that's that,
That's it.
like
It's I don't know how to explain. I don't know what I like about it so much. I think it's the case of just taking the suspension of disbelief and
Right.
molding that as far as it can go. We live in
Yeah.
a we're playing in a world with dragons and magic and wizards and all that.
Yep.
Why can't I have huge versions of spells instead of fucking rolling damage for cannons? Fuck it, I'm gonna
Exactly.
do it. And that's
Yeah.
kind of,
Let's
I enjoy
shove a
that. I think that
dragonborn in a cannon. I love it.
I think that is a staple of this type of
Mhm.
gaming where you are free to do whatever the fuck you want.
Those 3 are actually my favorites for the same reason I even asked the question. They gave me the tingles. I was like, "Aw."
Yes.
Gave me
Yes,
the tingles.
exactly.
Yeah.
They gave me the same thing that we were
Yeah.
looking for out of them. You
Exactly.
know, don't get me wrong, we've had some fantastic answers.
All of the answers are fantastic. Like, all I feel like I can that's what I love about this hobby is all these answers, all these tinkle moments, like, I can resonate with. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I've been there. I get that. This chord is gonna be the death of me. Like like, "Mm." Um, like, everybody's answers were so good because and that's what I love about this hobby is no matter how, like, far on the spectrum of one type of gaming versus the other, when it comes down to the nitty-gritty of it, like, we're all playing the same game. Even if we're not, we're playing pretend. We are telling stories. End of story. Period. That's it. I love it. I love this hobby. I love these games and gamers, and y'all just make me all nice and fun. Okay. Emotional
Yeah.
moment over.
All right. So are you I mean, I'm happy to put forward my sort of nominations would be Corey Painter, would be Thea Cohen's has a
And
prop,
Aspen.
and Aspen.
Those
All
are my
right.
3.
Those are my
Yeah.
three. So now we've got the hard part.
Narrowing
Now
it
we've got to get
down.
those three. We've got to decide which
I know.
one of those.
Should we roll for it?
I'm not entirely sure. I think we should roll for it if we get to a sort of like a point of no return where we can't decide.
Yeah.
But I think we have to kind of discuss them.
I'm gonna okay, so you kind of like we went through the basic whys of all 3, which is funny. I just would like to point out, I think it's very funny. Like you and I are so similar, and when we're not, we're very much so not. But I like that we picked literally the same 3. We're like, oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
I like all 3 of them for different reasons. I like
Okay.
the detail and the creativity of Corey Painter's answer.
Uh-huh.
That's brilliant. I love it. That hits that creative tingle where I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, like yeah, brilliant, outside of the box. Aspen is so relatable. I love it. I love the
Yeah.
adaptability of silly and serious. The fact that you can appreciate both sides. It's not oh, my games have to be lighthearted or oh my games have to be epic saga. It's the duality of both. Like I think that's super
Yeah.
important
You
as
can
a GM and a
fluctuate.
player. Yeah. But to be honest, Fear Cohen's, I don't know. That one for me, I feel like it's such a short answer but it's kind of the core of I think what's so important, at least to me in this hobby, is watching my players or other players that I'm playing with that I've never played before, like have that moment of like that just that moment of themselves. Like I love that his tingle moment, as we're calling it, is someone else's tingle moment. Like watching the fire spread from player to player. Like I love this game. That means a lot to me. So I would probably from like he would be my top. He, she, I don't know.
All
I think
right.
it's he.
Okay, so we're gonna go with they just to make sure. Okay, so I think I'm torn between Corey and Cohen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I like Aspen's answer, I really do.
Yeah.
I just kind of like those two a tiny bit better.
Yeah.
Now, for me, it's do I go with the specificity of
Mhm.
Corey, where it's like I like this because this thing happened and this is
Yeah.
what I did and we
Yep.
had fun with this.
Right.
Or do I like the sort of like the more open nature of Cohen's going, it is this aspect, this aspect which is recurrent, which happens
No.
so many times. Which of those do I like better? That's kind of where I'm
I know,
stuck
it's
at the moment.
hard, like
So I think now we should roll. Unless, I mean, well, I mean, I don't know. Should we roll? Because both of us, I'm the kind of the sticking point. I'm the kind of, because you've got your winner.
I suggest a completely different idea. I say we do 2 giveaways because they're both very good answers, to be honest. Like, I'll cover one, hands down. Like, I think that they are both such beautiful sides of the question, the detailed of like, this is an exact experience that he can recall. But then the other one is very broad of like, this is the spirit as a whole of the game that gives me the tingles. I think that like, I genuinely can't pick a favorite. So I think they both should get free merch personally. Like, get a t-shirt, both of them. And I'll cover one. I'll go halvesies with you because I mean, like, literally, this is our show together. So that's my suggestion.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. At the beginning of this, no, we said. I think there's a part of my brain that's kind of going. We said one though, but we said one.
We did say one. We did say one, but I love those both so much. They're so good.
I will concede. I will
Okay.
concede. And yeah, we will do 2.
I won't break the rules every time, just this time.
Although my brain is screaming at me right now because we're not doing what we'd planned. But
No.
that's a
Oh
me
no,
thing.
I'm breaking yeah.
That's a me thing. You
That's a
may be
type A thing.
you may be breaking me.
No, which spell?
But yeah, okay, let's go ahead and do it. And like I said, this isn't going to be. We can't afford to do this every week. We can't afford
No.
probably.
This is something special as a thank
This
you
is
because we really appreciate you guys participating.
and you know, yeah, I think this is a cool thing. And yeah, fuck it, why not? Let's do it. Let's give them
Absolutely.
both a token of appreciation
Yes.
for their fantastic answers. So congratulations to Corey. Congratulations to Cohen.
And John will be the one reaching out to you guys to get t-shirt information since he's the one with the official logo access, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I will reach out. I will get in touch with you. All I really need is a delivery address. Even if it's a post box or anything like that, we just need a way to get the product to you, essentially. All right, but I will be getting in touch. Obviously, Blue Sky for Cohen, and I will be reaching out to Corey over on Threads.
Yeah. And I'll tag you guys in case you didn't see this. I'll let you guys know. Congrats.
Yeah, you can take care of that. You can take care of the social media aspect, and I will be getting in touch and messaging them.
That's good.
Privately.
Well, thank you guys, everybody who answered that question. Seriously, love it.
Amazing answers, you know, and it's always good to get a sort of refresher and a reminder of why the fuck we do this.
Exactly.
You know,
yeah, like
this hobby is not one that's not involved. It is one that can get tiring and it can sort of, you know, produce burnout, whether it's as a player or as a GM and this, that, and the other. But having these answers and just kind of going, oh yeah, and whether it makes us reminisce to times that we've experienced these things, it's fucking amazing. And you know, we love you all very much, and just for kind of participating and having fun with us.
It's a lot of fun.
So should we talk about quickly before we kind of sign off? Should we talk about what we've got planned?
Yes.
And how much I'm going to hate next month.
I'm excited. Not next month. I'm excited about the theme in general, like the topic of what we're doing.
So basically that's it. What we're going to start doing now is we're going to start adding a monthly theme onto the show. Not much is going to change in terms of the structure. We're still going to do the question. We're still going to do the how was your week? We're still going to do John's junk because everybody loves John's junk.
With an occasional Atlas derailment.
Yeah, you know, we're still going to do all of that stuff. But what we're going to do is we're going to try and keep to a theme. So when Juan's Junk comes out, I'm going to find something that is in relation to the theme that we're doing. Like the question, Atlas's weekly question, that's going to be in relation to the theme. And if that theme produces discussion and produces some potential learning for both of us in the whatever the theme is, then fuck it, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. So I think theme wise, because it's the one I want to get out the fucking way because I'm going to hate everything about it,
but also because we know so many of you guys love it,
and because we know so many of you love it, and because it is the 5th month of the year. May is going to be dedicated to 5e.
All 5e.
And all 5e. It's not necessarily just going to be Wizards of the Coast stuff, but anything 5e related. Because I've already got one for Juan's junk I'm going to talk about, which is a system.
It's up the Yahoo. I'm excited.
A system by a good friend of mine, which is actually not very many people are going to hear this system and kind of go, "Oh, that's something new I've never heard of." It's quite a big. He brought it out a few years ago. It is 5e related. And yeah, David. Sorry, David. Every
Oh,
time.
that was weird.
Yeah, fuck me. Every time it kind of comes up, and because he's David in the chat, I just instinctively go, David. Oh, no, that's Connell.
I'll do that sometimes because a lot of his in real life friends will be like, Dave. He's never Dave to me. I'll be like, Connell. All of his online friends, it's Connell.
I do apologize, Connell. But yes, the monk is different. It's the same, though. It's the same.
Different, but the same.
It's the same.
Somewhere Justin is twitching.
It can twitch his way the fuck back here, then.
Right?
I don't give a shit. Justin, fuck you for not coming back.
Yeah, we miss you.
Sure. Yeah, get back here, you arsehole. Plus, we're going to talk about your one system.
Yeah, right? What a month for him to come back on.
Yeah, exactly. Come and bore us with D&D bullshit that nobody cares about.
Care.
I really fucking don't.
Exactly. We got 2 sides.
The other thing is,
it's a great month.
It's annoying because I'm going to have to take D&D off my muted words list.
You are. Oh my god, that's gonna be hilarious.
And it made something really awkward because I think one of the answers in this week's question was D&D related. So it just came up as, yeah, you can't see this. It's like, nope, can't.
You're gonna have to learn to listen to other people. Oh my god.
I know when it comes to just a month. Yeah, I will remove it on the.
We have lots of themes in mind. Like I have some themes in mind. John has some themes in mind. If you guys have theme ideas, shout it out to us. Like YouTube comments, Discord. You guys know where we're at.
We're happy because we kind of started going, okay, is this going to be like a system month or is it going to be? Which we kind of went back and forth on. Yeah. It may be, maybe some months we'll dedicate to a system or a grouping of systems. But yeah, we haven't got the entire year planned out. So if you can come up with something and just kind of go, hey, why do you do this? I'd be like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. We've got ideas, but we want to hear y'all's ideas too.
Yeah. Yeah, and definitely.
The question of the week.
All right. So congratulations to our winners.
Yes.
Of the question of the week.
Corey Painter.
Again, we will be doing more giveaways down the line, but not right now because obviously it comes at a cost and
the economy sucks and we are broke as fuck.
Yeah. So if you want to help us out with that, you can actually go and buy some of our merch. You can go and, subscribe to our $3 a month tier on Ko-fi, which is going to give you access to our Traveler's Chalice Discord channel, in which we do discuss this sort of thing about what we're going to do with themes. And it is very much the behind the scenes of the show. And if not, just come and join us on the Discord. We've got multiple channels to cater for all different sort of interests and needs. And, we're a good bunch. We say the C word a lot, but that's just mostly me.
Yeah, so he says we, but he means me.
Yeah, I mean me.
Him, not me. Yeah.
But yeah, come and hang out with us. And if not, just find us on social media. Tell your friends about us, share us, and let's get a viewership going. But I just want to say a big thank you to everyone in the chat that's come and joined us. It's great to see you. I missed the shit out of you guys.
Right?
Last week.
I don't like it when we miss weeks.
I hate it. But
I miss my people.
Sometimes life happens. Life finds a way.
Life finds a way.
But also, thanks to you, Atlas, for joining me this evening. It's been a pleasure. It's been great to catch up. Do you want to tell people whereabouts they can find you on the internet?
Yeah, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, Discord. I have my own server, TikTok, whatever. If it exists other than the other place, we don't talk about that. Atlas Ursa, Atlas like the Titan, Ursa like the bear. I don't have my ears on today, but
it's absolutely fine. But you've got our cap. You're wearing our merch. That's brilliant.
I'm wearing our merch in support of our giveaway today.
Yeah. As for me, you can find me pretty much on most of the social media sites. Again, minus one, which I can't be fucked with.
Yeah, no.
Just come along and say hi. I haven't been quite as active lately because I just haven't been bothered. But yeah, just I've got a presence on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook. on Blue Sky, on Mastodon, on Threads. Just come and say hi. Just
Yeah,
tell
we're
me.
not internet weirdos. I mean, we are internet weirdos, but
I'm
we
an
will talk
internet
to
weirdo,
people. We talk to
but
people though.
come and say hi and
Yeah.
just tell me something interesting. I mean, I put something out the other day about just tell me something fun that's going on.
Yeah.
And, I just love to hear the shit that you're doing and your games and all that. All right. But other than that, the biggest thank you of all has to go out to everyone who's taken time out of their busy day to listen to two idiots waffle on about tabletop role playing games. So, with that in mind, thank you very much, everyone, and good night.